Happy full moon. 9/7, 2025. Unfortunately, even though it's a lunar eclipse, blood moon, all that other stuff, here in North America, we don't get treated to it. Like my wife was saying, it's because America has such shitty energy, we don't get to see all the celestial shows. Yeah, it's deeper than that, but I mean, it does seem like even when we do have like lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, the weather never is favorable for it. They'll either block out the moon with a makeshift storm or just some kind of fuckery. But neither here nor there. If you understand energy, you don't have to be present for the event to be present in you. But again, on the bigger picture, when you start dealing with source energy and wholeness, you have to be bigger than all these signs and all of these planetary positions and cosmic events. Full moon affects you because inside this meat suit, we're water-based and the moon controls the waters. Take that back. The moon don't control the waters. The moon helps influence. But that's only as effective as somebody that is not as effective for themselves. You understand that? And that's the basis of this reading, gatekeeping. We have people who stand proudly in their inability to do anything different. We have people who stand proudly in their inability to be subservient to religion, tradition, astrology, astronomy, numerology, this, that, and the other. There's always something greater than you, so you've already kind of like given yourself a pass. Lack of accountability, lack of responsibility yourself, but pure ability to respond to what you get taught is greater than you. So, resonance only, let your life tell your tale. Gatekeeping. Within the numerology of today, 9/7/2025, you can produce an 88. 88 is what I call the gatekeepers. It's where if 8 is the struggles with the thoughts in your mind, oh boy, there they go, fuck with my signal already. Damn it, TikTok. If 8 is representative of the struggles inside of your head, if you got 2 8s, you got duality. You got struggles with the thoughts in your head, so much to the point to where you're struggling with the thoughts that you're struggling with the thoughts that you're struggling with. You see how that works? So people start to find definition within their struggle. You should never find definition within your struggle. You should find out why struggle is even there. And then if it's just something, and I say this every day, if it's something that you just cannot dismiss easily, you better stop showing up so readily. So we'll do this real quick. Why do we gatekeep? What are we gatekeeping? And again, as I said, with the moon being a point of influence, this moon here, the corn moon, the harvest moon, the fallen leaf moon, the weaning moon, the whelp moon, the childish moon, so many different names for it. The mating moon. What are you getting married to? Really? If I'm gatekeeping my traumas and the moon is only going to influence me to keep moving, we'll start with the moon. What is the moon trying to show you that you're about to gatekeep? The leak. Remember, I just got through telling you the moon helps influence the waters. This is just going to try and show you the moon, this full moon today, is going to show you how to become patient with being the flow of the leak. What did I tell you though? You have to start looking at yourself as source. Some of y'all have leaks in your energy, but you don't take accountability as a source. It's always what somebody else has done to you, what you can't do for yourself, everything I already said. So the moon is going to try and highlight. You remember that's what the moon does, it shines light on things. It's going to try and show you the source of the leak. But if you're too busy gatekeeping irresponsibility, nothing will ever change. Grand risings to y'all. So the moon, on top of this little quick reading on what each individual person, by formatted astrology, we'll do that. Each person is gatekeeping what they become patient with. That shit will have you out here in all kinds of damn cosmic psychosis and forms of schizophrenia. You'll tell yourself you're anything and everything, or you'll deny what you really are in favor of staying safe. Did you catch that? When you have been moved too much, you'll try and stay in the safest identity. Unfortunately, especially where we're at now, where everybody is overexposed. Sabo, if you come in here, you had that right. You put up a post earlier, something about people got too much accessibility, not only too much accessibility to each other, but too much accessibility to things that they should never even be exposed to. Hell, we say that shit with our kids. What's the shit they call now? Brain rot, where you can't let the kids watch too much technology. Some of y'all, holy shit, childish moon. Some of y'all need to take the advice that you give your children and heed that shit for yourself. The amount of time that you're trying to take from them from being exposed to the internet, some of y'all need to log the fuck off. Really. Why? Because you haven't found enough surety and safety, or dirty word safety, let's not use that. You haven't found enough sovereignty and sacredness within your own existence. Thank you. And you're right, Graham. But Mary Morales said, them kids think I'm crazy. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If you become patient with the shit that is draining all your energy, you're the source of the leak. These kids don't want to hear a goddamn thing about taking the internet. Give me my tablet. You seen that video, that woman fighting with that little boy? Ah! You don't want to lose it because, holy shit, that's your drug. Technology is these children's drug, and they don't have frontal lobe development. Some of you adults don't have frontal lobe development. You just have frontal lobe trauma. I just know that I've been able to stay online and it keep me safe. But holy shit, now whereas there was only one thing that I'm inundated to, now there's 900 things I'm inundated to, but I'm still lying to myself about being safe. So we look at the kids like, you don't understand what you're doing to yourself, while still doing it to ourselves. Why? Because we don't believe it's being done. That goes deeper than technology. That goes into religions, traditions, folklore, beliefs. You've been taught to be less than what you are, and I'll be damned if you take that from me. So the moon is trying to show you, well, holy shit, you've been tricked into leaking out all your energy. You don't understand you harming yourself. Hey, you've been online for 9 hours, little 6-year-old. Your brain ain't going to develop. Psst, you don't know what you're talking about. 1 and 1 makes 2 in that equation. It's a fucking reflection. The healing you often offer to others is the healing you'll refuse for yourself. But I'm going to pray for you. Let me stop. Ooh, shit. You're tired and you feel very empty. Resonance only. Perspective. If you're tired and you feel very empty, you have to start figuring out what you're using to fill yourself up. This is the same thing I'm talking about. These kids that you take technology from, they don't want to get outside and play. They don't want to read a book because that's not the same level of dopamine. In a person, and again, resonance only, and I'm not trying to beat you up. In a person that is trauma responsive, when you take the traumas away from them, they feel less than when they were already filled with holes. It becomes a hypochondriac type function. There's nothing wrong, but yeah, there's nothing wrong because what was wrong has now left you. But I feel empty because there's nothing there. You become more responsive to there always being something there for you to work through. This is what you see a lot of people in a lot of new age spiritual people. They start going on a journey and there's nothing there, so then they need to create something. No, that was the answer. There's nothing there. There was just me. But that ain't what it was. Why? Because somebody else's trauma now is teaching you. So sometimes when you're feeling empty and there's nothing there, that is the moment you're supposed to sit still and see what is a necessity. Don't feel empty because you're counter-measuring off of other times. Sit still and see what's really required. And then when you start noticing symptoms of self-sabotage where you're only requiring the same stuff that you had to learn to release, take accountability. Holy shit, that's some fucked up programming within me because I keep reaching for trauma cycles. Same thing with somebody who's been in 95 relationships in 6 months, but ain't nobody else at fault. I mean, everybody else at fault. Graham, yes, but no. Be still and be aware. Knowledge is the result of an experience. If I know what I'm looking for, I know what I'm looking for based off of what I've already seen. So much to the point where I'm either going to try and get more of it or have none. But in any way, it will still respond to what already occurred. Be still and be aware. Be still and just sit there. Now I'm going to see what's really happening. Holy shit, ain't nothing happening. What I'm going to do? Make a choice. Make a choice off of what? Make a choice off of what I need. Well, I just need somebody to understand me, trauma. I just need to do the trauma. Just sit still. And become aware of what you think you know. Because again, if what you know is what's been stealing your energy, you'll seek to recreate it when you're gatekeeping. That's the title of this whole reading. Oh, they done mess with my signal again. Oh, TikTok. Let me hurry up because they keep bashing my signal. But when you are going through a system of knowledge, you will require a repetition of the criteria that was already included. You just want to keep changing the parameters. There's nothing new. People always say entities need to be created or destroyed. You're right, because we keep recycling the same bullshit. And that's why you're on life cycle 666 and you're on life cycle 338. We can't count that high. What do you mean? Shh. You become patient with leaking out your energy that you're just trying to find identity within the leak. Why? Now, if the jungle is a safe space for you, dirty word. If a jungle is just a place, safe is a dirty word. If the jungle is just a place where you know or have full-blown experiences with your peace, yeah. But if I want to move to the jungle because I want to move away from the infection without getting the infection out of me, you're only going to infect the jungle. Don't move to the jungle. Get the jungle out of you. Get rid of all these dangerous ass vines in the mind. So the moon says stop having patience with the leak. But holy shit, you're the source. So we'll do it this way. Not gonna play with the signs today. It's too easy because people will try and find definition within it. So we'll stick with numerology because on top of a sign, there is still a vibration. Up under a sign, there is still a vibration. But Mary Morales, that's responded. No, they think I have not changed. And I feel, dirty words, I feel I need to get away from them. That means you're already denoted that there's a danger. So now you're trying to stop the leak by trying to get away from where the leak is not evaluated or not valued. No, I need to stop letting them determine my parameters of safety. And if they're not going to stop honoring me for who I am, why the fuck are they in my energy? These become hard questions. I don't need somebody else to create a field of safety within myself. I have to figure out why I'm already in danger. Why am I already countered position to somebody else? Life remains hard until you allow it to become easy. Again, this is exactly what I'm saying. If you become patient with always leaking your energy into others and I don't feel safe until others see what I'm doing for them, do you see what you did to yourself? And then you'll gatekeep the counterpoint of what they have not given you when you've already lost it for yourself. Do you see you? I don't give a fuck who don't see me. Do you see you? Why are you showing up for people who don't show up for you? Again, life remains hard until you allow it to become easy. But when you have all these excuses for why you become patient in a field of insanity, you become full of insanity. You got to give it to yourself. It starts with you, Life Path Zero. A lot of y'all don't honor that, but we all should be Life Path Zero. As long as you can play this game of separation, you should start with Life Path Zero. Zero is the beginning point. Zero is where everything is at. Why am I everything going? Which is why I need to go to another country. But if you go to another country without fixing you, you're going to be broken in another country. I'm just being real with you. If I have sick tendencies within the way I operate here, but I get rid of everybody else that I'm doing that with, when I go somewhere else and build a new tribe, I'm still going to have them same sick tendencies. Ain't nothing changed, except for the fucking greenery. but you ain't done no work on getting rid of the leak. So you're going to try and find a safer place to flow. So if you go to a safer place to flow without being safe within yourself, you just placed everybody else in danger. You got to figure out why you're giving up so much of your damn energy. Why do they matter so much? Again, the title of this reading was Gatekeeping. Become too respondent to the results. Tip your pastor. No, don't tip your pastor. I don't work that way. But you become too respondent to the results and not accountable to the cause. Hello, planet Earth. You're caught up in the effects, but you have no responsibility to the cause. I was born at 8/16, so I'm a Virgo. My rising is this, and my Mercury is in that, and my Lilith, and that's why I act the way I act. No, you act the way you act because you don't take accountability for yourself, and it's easy to read on how you can do it. And now I can hide in that lie. Yeah, you're right. That is where you're stuck in your mindset. You just depressed yourself because you allowed your situation to become greater than you. Holy shit, I think I said at the beginning. If what you are believing in, and in this case it's your traumas, if your traumas are greater than you, you've already placed yourself in subservience. I have to become bigger than my situation by figuring out what's helping to keep me small. Wholeness like a motherfucker. Start out whole and then figure out what's pulling you apart. Not start out broken and figure out who's going to hold me together. Nothing. Because everything's a reflection. If I can't hold myself together, why the fuck would I expect it? If I can't vote for me, why would I expect who I voted for to do right by me when I can't even do right by myself? Same shit I tell y'all every damn day. But you gatekeep it. You don't want nothing different because you're not willing to give it to yourself. And you have this false ass expectations of externalization. My world should be a safe space for me. But holy shit, the external comes from the internal. If I'm not safe in here, the moon gonna show me my leak. May not resonate for you, but you gotta let your life tell your tale. You don't need to relocate, you just need to release. So here's one for you. Here's one for you. You don't need to relocate, you need to release. You need to quit being a martyr. This is the hangman in reverse. You need to get out of the ritual. Because the only thing being sacrificed is you. You're giving your energy to others with this dirty ass word here that I haven't used in a long time. Expectations. Two things I always say. Knowledge gets you fucked up and expectations get you fucked up. If I do something with expectations of somebody giving it back to me in return, if I'm going to be foolish enough to do that, I better understand the value of release. When I do things, there is no expectations. I'm on here, like, you remember when somebody came in here and said sermon and all that stuff? Hell, I'm an ordained pastor. I don't come in here and say, cash at me and PayPal me and all the other shit. I don't do it with the expectations of return. I'm doing up here. I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can learn to release. You understand that? I do it wholeheartedly and not with the condition of if I don't get it back, I ain't gonna be able to hold myself together. That's this martyr's energy. This is Ifa or Miller, for those of you familiar with Yoruba or the Orishas. This is Ifa or Miller. This is the field of time. Oren Miller, in those Patakis, he already sees everything. He's the witness to creation. So I already know what's going to be there before I create it. So if I already know what's going to be there before I create it, then it's safe for me to waste my time. Yeah, I said waste. But if I'm not sure of what I'm going to see by creating it, then I've already wasted my time. Expectations. Yeah, I'm going to do that for them, but the minute they don't do what I told them to do, I'm not going to feel good. Then you shouldn't have done it. The ego says it won't be easy. Higher self says, here's the easier way to do it. Wholeness says, neither one of you motherfuckers are real. Both of you are me. Wholeness says, holy shit, stop seeing myself in separation. Separation says, here's the best way to do it. And the other one says, here's a better way that might not do it so much. You just said it. You just said it. I don't know how to say no. Then you don't know how to say yes to yourself. Then you are a martyr. You become patient with giving yourself to your own destruction and then crying about when you get destroyed. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That's gatekeeping. If I give myself to a fire and then I get burnt and I blame the fire, is that a reality? Wholeness. So you got to stop that shit. That's self-sabotage like a motherfucker. That's, you are already hell-bent on being a martyr because you have not found enough within you to stop moving. Life path 0, stop being a martyr. Stop moving. Get the hell out of the ritual. What's the ritual? Giving my potential to what I think I'm connected to. Giving my energy to what I think I'm connected to and then waiting on it to show me connection. You're already lost. You only connect to what already shows you proper use of energy. Again, expectations get you fucked up. But y'all lie to yourself. It's an ordained spirit experience of ascension and all this other bullshit. You'll tell yourself that you got to go through something to get there. No, I got to be still to figure out why I'm moving. But that's boring. Nah, it's only boring because you're scared to sit still and become too patient to being moved by others. You ain't ready to zero in on yourself, so you keep fooling yourself with everybody else. And now you're on life path 1. You done already gave up all your potential. Your traumas. 6, love. I love going through something. Sorry, not trying to be funny, but when you can't say no to others, it's because you love saying no to yourself. Because you don't know yourself. You just KNOW, know what you keep seeing in others. You become Alice. You're already through the looking glass, and now you're trying to meet all the other pieces of yourself in separation. Well, there's the Mad Hatter, and there's the rabbit, and there's the queen, and there's that caterpillar, and there's that fucking Chessy cat to keep disappearing. And I'm going to go chase them, which is really just you already broken. Again, I'm not trying to sing you out. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest with you. Going on a search party for yourself, trying to find out who you are, you won't know when you get there. Because at all stages of that journey, you were already you. If you won't sit still and figure out who you are without the conditions, you'll just keep transporting the sickness. I don't need to go climb Mount Everest to find out who I am. I don't need to go to the Amazon to find out who I am. I don't need to move to the Bahamas who I am. You understand that? You got to sit still and figure out who you are and then start asking yourself why you do anything else. Why is that person a part of your journey? Why is that thought process a part of my journey? Why is this? Why is that? And then I can safely move. But trying to move while you're already inundated with struggle so you can figure out how to get out of struggle, you're going to struggle nonetheless. You move when you find safety and then you release. Then you move. You move once you find safety and then release, and then you can go on your journey. Why? Because I have now made accountability and responsibility for my choices. Now I'm just going to keep on moving left, right, and others and just trying to find a tribe that fits my traumas that I won't let go. Yeah, because when you can find safety within yourself, then you can get out of the program. Something I talk about almost every day too. Safe mode. Most people exist out of safe mode. You don't want total usability for yourself. You just want the safest parts of the program that make you feel free. A computer, Control-Alt-Delete. You're operating like Control-Alt-Delete. Get out of that Control-Alt-Delete mindset. You are not the blue screen of death. You're welcome. So life path 1, 6, your traumas. The only thing you love is your traumas. Everything I already said. Life path 2. Life path 2, I love my traumas to the point to where if I can see them, then I'll be able to see me. No, you're only going to see you with your traumas. And now you have gifts. Now you have abilities. Now you have multiple personality disorders. Now you have hate. Now you got abstinence. Now you got hypersexuality. Now you got all kind of fucking sicknesses. Sorry. So I just want to find somebody with the same amount of sicknesses to where my sickness don't feel sick at all. And then my world will be safe. You just want to find somebody else out here in that same Phoenix energy bullshit, on fire, burning so much to the point to where I don't feel no pain. Holy shit. I'm traumatized and I don't feel no pain, but I don't trust nothing else but my pain. And if I find somebody else that's a reflection of my pain, then I found life path 0. No, you found this reflection. Remember I told you were Alice. Life path 0, you started out as the 12 in reverse. When you get to life path 2, you only connected to the other side of the fucking reflection. 12, 21. 21 is a reflection of 12. Remember I told you you're only being Alice. You out here trying to find the pieces of where you're already broken. In concept. Not broken in reality, but broken in concept. You identify with the parts and not the whole. And you're just trying to rejoice in the pieces. You gatekeeping your own traumas at that point if I just want to be safe around things that constantly keep me in danger. Do you get that? If I only want to be safe around things that constantly keep me in danger, in reality, the only thing keeping me in danger was me. Whether it's the jungle, whether it's the Caribbean, whether it's Alaska, whether it's the United States, whether it's tucked away in a closet, the danger is still within. Why? Because I've done nothing to release it. I just keep nurturing it, and I just want others to nurture it in me, which means I'm gatekeeping my own infection. Life path 3. I'm going to just tell you straight up already, the 3 is the problem. You keep thinking for the traumas. That's a true gatekeeper. I think for what's got me in trouble because if I can work with it, then maybe it won't be so bad. If I can work with what's got me on fire, maybe it won't burn me so much. Spiritual bully. Told you that goddamn 3. Give all your potential to the 3. Give all your potential to the 3, and then I can transmute the situation by holding on to the situation. Well, eventually, if I hold on to too much shit, I'm going to drown. Death. This is the death card. Transmutation. Changing others so that I can feel safe about change within myself. But here's the thing, Mary, because you said they keep talking about how I traumatized them. Here's the thing. If you authentically know that you did, own it and release. If you authentically know that you didn't, own it and release and leave them to their own traumas. Not join in the motherfucking show. See, when we dated back in your 30s and you was a piece of shit and you cheated on me with your sister, with my sister and my mama. All right, I'm sorry. I was a piece of shit back then. My bad, bro. I'm sorry. Hey, I hope you heal, sis. I'm good. Now, I gotta make penance for when I did some shit based off of the ignorance of myself, and I'm gonna forever be a piece of shit because she can't get past the piece of shit that I done to her, and now I can't get past the piece of shit that I was doing to her. Nope. I made choices. They may not have been the proper ones, but I'm present. I can't change what I did. Motherfucker, stop letting it change you. Ta-da. That's selfish. Nope. That's why you motherfuckers need the damn grippy socks. Because you trying to hold on to the past so that you can transmute it and have a safer future, and all that shit killing you. You're only alchemizing yourself. You can't change shit. But shit can change you. So life path 3, that thought in my head that I'm trying to transmute, I already got all my goddamn energy. You said it, but you don't believe it. You said, I realize where I messed up and I'm sorry, but life goes on. But you won't live. You won't live for yourself because you're trying to get permission from them and they already gave you the answer. They don't want to give permission to themselves, so why the fuck would they give it to you? If they want to stay caught gatekeeping into their traumas and you won't get out and save yourself, crabs in a barrel, crabs in a pot. Turn the heat on. The one down at the bottom going to try and pull down everybody else. Nobody trying to get free. They just want to make sure that everybody else validates their pain. Get free. Get the fuck out the pot. If you can acknowledge where you fucked up, but that's not who you are anymore, and you're trying to make better decisions from the present mindset, quit letting motherfuckers drag you back into your past, because then your past becomes your future, and you have no present. You're stuck in alchemy, just always trying to transmute the experience. Nope, I'm telling you, own wholeness and figure out whether the experience is even required. That is the difference between knowledge and awareness. Awareness tells me I don't need to know. Knowledge tells me I might not have been aware of what I did. You know, you done fucked up, right? Life path 4. See what happened here? Life path 2 was a 3. Life path 3 was a 4. Let's see what life path 4, the trap. Let's see what life path 4 is. The trap. It's 2 sevens, which 2 sevens, I read my numerology a little bit different, so work with me. You see the number 27, which basically says I'm connected to the spiritual journey. I'm connected to trying to find out who I am. I'm going to move to the jungle to find out who I am. No. Dangerous. But the other way I read them is 2-7 is really 2 sevens. 77 in my number system is a delusional motherfucker. But 7 plus 7 is 14. Remember, we started with the moon at 14. What's 1 plus 4? 5. So in my mindset, the way I read my numbers, life path 4 is also a 5. You're just trying to get dominion over how you move. This is the king of waters. This is knowledge. This is the Leviathan. This is the snake of knowledge. This is the equivalent of that snake that was in that biblical garden trying to tell them what he already knew. Don't eat that fruit. No, you know what? Fuck that. Go ahead and eat that fruit. You need to know. You need to know you're being tricked. You need to know that that God over there is just tricking you and keeping you for a fucking experiment. Go on and eat that fruit and get this game started. Lack of accountability. You ain't doing nothing but enslaving yourself, and you're out here fighting for dominion. You don't even need to give permission to yourself. You said, why am I waiting for permission? You don't even need to give permission to yourself. You need to give awareness. Giving permission to myself means that there was another condition that I was choosing from. Be sure in your movements. I'm hungry. Well, I give permission to myself to eat. No, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat in just a minute. So let me hurry up. So life path 4, you just trying to establish dominion over where you're already trapped. And like you said, I'm seeking permission from my traumas to set them free. I didn't mean to say that. Because the way it really reads is, I'm asking my traumas to set me free. Make that make sense. I'm asking for the government to stop governing me. But holy shit, sir, ma'am, what's their whole job? Govern you. Limit you. But that's not what they're supposed to do. Then you a fool. I summoned you, Sabo. I summoned you because I spoke on you earlier about what you posted on IG about accessibility. That kind of came up in this reading. There's too much accessibility to people, social media wise, personal wise, all this other shit. You just have to understand what you're giving your energy to. They can be accessible or they can have accessibility, but here's the dirty word: allowance. And Mary, you need to learn that. You can stay safe in a crowd. You just have to become aware of where you're in danger. That's something I've been telling people for almost a decade. Fuck that fucking spiritual maintenance bullshit. Well, I'm going to log off the internet for 2 weeks because it's getting to be too much. No, I just start to realize that my choice of getting on was the issue. The internet didn't do nothing to me. I did it to myself. I don't need to go into abstinence. It ain't somebody did something to me. I'm doing it to myself. I need to take accountability to learn how to heal in the infection so that I start to see the infection for what it is. Because if I separate myself from the infection and don't do anything to heal me, once I get out there, that infection is going to hit me even worse. A lot of people won't get that. You look at the sickness where it's at, and then you figure out the value of the sickness, and then you find the value of yourself even greater. I can go in Walmart 24 hours a day, and you motherfuckers don't bother me. Some of y'all can't do it. It's too much. It's dark in here, and it's a full moon. Gatekeeping. Gatekeeping. Life path 5. Easily moved. Easily moved. Already torn apart. I need to balance my energy off of the experience of others. No. I need to balance I need to have awareness of the experience of me before I end up in the balance of others. You see the reverse thinking there? I need to figure out who I am before I get torn apart with others. Now I need to figure out who tear me apart so I can hold me together. You already lost. You already lost. If you start out in separation, you can't get back into wholeness. You can try though. If you start a separation, you are already connected to being pulled apart, and when ain't nothing there, you'll find something else to take its place. Remember, we talked about that a few minutes ago about the hypochondriac function of once ain't nothing going on, you'll seek to create it. Why? Because that's where you started out. You started out already torn apart. Then when there's nothing else tearing you apart, you'll fucking create it. This is what I call the Ricky Bobby Daddy theory from Talladega Nights. Reese Bobby, wasn't nothing going on, the family's going well, and he just wasn't used to that shit, so he and Applebee's acting the ass. He need to create drama and trauma because not having any drama and trauma was traumatic to him. Did you catch that? Some of y'all in this Life Path 5 justification mindset right here is you need to be pulled apart because that's the best way you know how to hold yourself together. Or, in converse, for what you got going on is, I need to separate from what's got me pulled apart so that I can learn to hold myself together somewhere else. You already relocated yourself from your wholeness because you let something else pull you apart, and now you're going to do it too. You don't need to go nowhere. You need to sit still and figure out why things are there. You need to face your traumas so much to the point to where you release them. Don't face them and fight them and go reclamation and hypnosis and soul journeys and inner child bullshit. You need a Life Path 6. You need to understand that your traumas only live when you keep pumping your delicious milk into them. Pull the titty out their mouth. Selfishness. Pull the titty out their mouth. 3 4s or 34. In my number system, 34 is the number for God. Not the gray hair being, but God, generator, operator, destroyer. That is this number right here. So right here, selfishness. And I told you that a few minutes ago. A lot of y'all on some of the things I say, well, that's just selfish. No, that's just me being aware of myself before I get out here and have the knowledge of others. Like I just got to saying, pull the titty out of their mouth. Stop feeding the traumas, and then the traumas, stop feeding the traumas, and then the traumas won't make you sick. Selfishness. Everything has to be a reflection of me. And then when I start making moves that only show where I've been pulled apart, guess who did it? Guess who did it? Life Path 7. Guess who did it? You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. I keep telling y'all that thought is the biggest thing here. Thought that became your 0. The 3 has now become the 0. You become the thought. You have succumbed to yourself and you're now thinking for the thoughts. You're thinking for your traumas. You gatekeep your traumas. And now you're a life path. Now you're an astrological sign. Now you got all kind of gifts and abilities. Now you got all these damn hypochondriacs and multiple personality disorders and schizophrenias and all this other shit. You work for what's got you pulled apart because you can't hold yourself together. And god damn it, if life path 7, self-awareness, can't hold itself together, glitching again. If life path 7 can't hold itself together, everything else is already guaranteed to be apart. Perspective. And even if you were, if that's what works for you, own that shit. Never turn down for somebody that's scared to turn up. Really. It's really just that simple. If you have been a piece of shit, I'm going to tell you straight up. If you've been a piece of shit your whole life, and that's just really authentically what you desire to be the best you. Then if that is not who you are, but that's the label people are placing on you, stop that shit. People can label you all day long, but it's only you that's going to accept the containment. Fuck them. Ta-da, fuck them. You're selfish. Okay, good. Next. Life Path 8. I'm not about to let your energy put me in struggle. Life Path 8. Cyclic thinkers. Cyclic thinkers. Life Path 8. Cyclic thinkers. Here's what happened here. This is the old school hermit trying to figure out experience. This is the new age hermit trying to heal from them. You catch the difference? The old school one is just trying to let them go. Hey, didn't even have to do that. It's still foolish. You went through something and then you let it go. This one right here is I'm going through something and I can't heal. I can't heal. Life path 8. Why can't you heal? Because they still in my energy. Why are they in your energy? Because I have a leak. I'm an empath. I'm an INFJ. I'm a Heyoka empath. I'm a Dark Lilith empath. I'm a sorcerer. I'm a Wiccan Bruja Empress. Now you got labels, now you got gifts, now you got abilities, now you got life paths, now you got astrologies, now you got terminology for your separation, but you ain't got shit for your wholeness, so don't even talk to me about peace. Life path 9, you ain't in control, you just work for your traumas. You are the gatekeeper. Why? Because I'm at my highest vibration when I'm aware of what's going on. Sir, ma'am, what's going on is designed to keep you at your highest vibration. What do you mean? As long as they can plug me into the divisiveness, the device, then the show keeps going. But how does the show keep going? By never allowing you to be still. So life path 9 can have all the energy in the situation, but not understand they're the primary leak. They're the primary leak. Why? Because can't nobody take shit from a life path 9. See, you can't tell me I ain't clear this, that, and the other. You can't tell me that I ain't a top level medium and psychic and all that. You mean you work for the system of separation? Yeah. See, I can tap into your mind, into your energy. So you mean in your wholeness, you can still access all of me in separation. That's not what it means. Can't take nothing from you. Why? Because you're going to gatekeep that position that makes you feel important to the separation. I'll fight you if you try and take separation from me. I'll fight you if you try and take separation from me. You's just a distraction. You trying to stop me from my ascension, Alice. And now I'm chasing the rabbit. Holy shit, the rabbit was me. And now I'm chasing the Mad Hatter. Holy shit, the Mad Hatter was me. And now I'm running from the queen. Holy shit, the queen was me. But I keep running into that caterpillar. Holy shit, the caterpillar was me. Who are you? And that cat keep laughing at me. Holy shit, that cat was me. Why? Because I allowed my mind to go through the mirror of wholeness, and now I ended up separated into all the pieces. Fuck. I'm separated. But the sea hag, the siren, oh, the only voice I hear is the one I trust. And the one that I don't trust is my own. So Spirit told me, or God told me, or anything else that you want to put a label on told you, but you motherfuckers never say, I heard myself. Oops. You'll never say you heard yourself. I just heard what Spirit had said. Why? Because you've already become patient for the leak that you don't know you're the source. You don't need these life paths. You just need you. You need to remember that you're the source. You need to remember that you're the source. Holy shit. You're only being guided by what burnt you. What burnt you? My waters. Me talking to myself. Strike that one from the records, Your Honor. That's a whole metaphysical class that most of them will never fucking get to. You got burnt by your waters. Shh. Figure that one out. Look it up. You can get burnt by water. That'll give you a hint. But that's not what I'm talking about. Happy full moon, motherfuckers. Let me out, tickety talk. Oh, TikTok won't let me go away. There we go.